Welcome everyone to another chess video. In this video, I'm going to do something a little different. I'm going to play a chess game, and on chess.com, this is the site that I use to do all the other videos, but I'm going to play a chess game. The time is 15 minutes. We both get 15 minutes right here, and per every move, you get a 10-second increment. So it is a rapid game, and I'll give you guys tips along the way as we go. Okay, so let's play. So, we're waiting for someone to play. Okay, I'm white. We're going to open with e4. Okay, and now we're going to wait for the response. Okay, e5. Knight to f3. Maybe see if I can get a Petrov's defense because of that. Okay, so I did. So if I take and they don't play d6, I could very well win a queen, as I'll show you right now. So they attack me with their queen, so then I'll just defend my knight by moving it back. Then when my knight is taken, I'll attack the knight with my queen, like this. Okay, so first they take the pawn with the queen, and I'll go like this. So then if they take, I'll take with the bishop, and then we'll all live happily ever after. Because this queen actually is pinned because the queen can't move, or else the king would be put in check. So it's basically a forced queen trade there. Let's see what happens. Okay, I'm just going to take the queen, and the knight will take, and now I'll attack the knight. I don't see any forks. There. Okay, so bishop d3, attacking the knight, and then it does have a nice open diagonal right here, maybe stopping the rook, although I don't know why the rook would go there. I actually don't know the point of this move. Perhaps it was to push this. Okay, so now let's, should I take there? If I take here, that will open a line for the rook. So no, I'm not going to take there yet. But then if they take there, I'm going to have to double my pawns. Yeah, let's just take, okay? I'm going to take, then they're going to take with a pawn, and then they'll have this line open for their rook. I didn't want to do that as much as I did it. Let's castle now. Okay, so now we've castled. They have a line for their rook there. Okay, so they immediately started putting pressure on h2 here. So we're going to play g3 and to block out the bishop. I really want to get out, perhaps we can try to bishop. I don't really know the point of that. Let's just take. But hey. Okay, here we have doubled pawns. Now it's an attack on my bishop. Let's do this. Oh yes, let's put them in check here. G6, bishop to G6 check, attacking the king. Then the king will have to move or give up the rook, and if you give up the rook, the king will still have to move. So it's just stopping them from castling. Okay, now I'm actually going to play this to then go here, and then perhaps go for that pawn. So the rook has moved. Now the rook puts pressure on the f file, and let's see what happens next. Okay, so the rook comes to attack my bishop. Let's just move the bishop here, and then now if the rook doesn't move, I'll go here and attack the rook and continue on with the game. Okay, so developing the knight. Let's put the bishop there. Okay, so the rook moves out of the way, but we still get to snag this pawn. And attack still on the rook there. And we'll see what comes of it. Thinking of developing my knight to c3, maybe then b5 to get my pieces more into the game. Perhaps bishop to b5 to attack the knight. But first, I think he's worried about the rook there because it doesn't have many safe squares. Okay. Let's play. Okay, yes. Let's put the bishop in check here. No, not the bishop in check. The bishop can't be put in check. The king in check. The now okay, let's take the knight. So we take the knight, the king takes, and then let's keep developing. Let's keep developing, or actually no, let's play this first. Alright, rook e1 check. So attacks the rook, attacks the king. And then if the king goes here, then I'll be able to pick up the rook with bishop g6. Oh, sorry. The king can't go there. That was very weird miscalculation. Okay, knight c3. Let's get our pieces into the game. I'm winning by 2 pawns. So a nice start to my first video doing such things. Okay, so the threat here is to take my knight and then double my pawns. But there seems to be nothing I can do. Oh, that was a blunder. Thank you, thank you. Alright, now we got the rook. No, not the rook. We got the bishop. Okay, we got the bishop. I get excited when such things happen. Okay, so now we're winning by 2 pawns. Okay, so now they push this pawn. So what do we do here? This here. Okay, so my brother here is giving me recommendations. Let's play that. Yes, because if we play the rook here, it wouldn't be checkmate though, because oh yes, it would. Forced. Oh no, it is not. No, it's not. It's not forced checkmate. The rook goes there. Okay, well, what do we do now? Let's get our other rook into the game right here to keep attacking there on e8. If you want to see my brother, that's him. Okay, so I think let's try. Oh yeah, so he just pushed this to make an escape square for the king. So now we're just gonna take there and continue on. Okay, so I think I'm gonna win this one. As long as I don't make any really weird blunders, then I should be good. This bishop is locked. Now we're trying to get it to liberty. It's still, if it moves, it's still going to be a blunder because then I'll just take the rook. Okay, so we're winning by 6 now. It seems I'm going to start pushing some of my king's pawns here until they can promote. Those are those weird arrows. Okay, so we're waiting now. I have 16 minutes. He has 15. He or she. Where they're from? They're from Saudi Arabia. Okay, so now we're waiting on a move. Okay, so I didn't exactly understand the purpose of that. Let's play. Let's play this. To get our pieces in the game, if the bishop captures, then I'll just I'll capture with the rook. I don't want to take the. If I take the rook, then that would be just me being down a piece. Now we're up 6 actually. Okay, great. All right, so we take with the bishop. Now we take with the rook, and we'll wait. Okay, so an attack here. Let's defend that with a bishop, and then perhaps move the rook out of the way, and then go for some mates. Mates, not mates. Just a check. So what I'm probably going to do is get my rook over here to maybe down here and over here, here and here. Sorry, here and here to attack. Okay, so the king moves out of the way. Let's start marching a pawn. Which pawn should we march? I'll start marching the G pawn. Okay. If my rook ever gets attacked again, I may just bring it down here. Maybe get my king here, and then rook there to push this pawn to victory. Okay, so an attack on my bishop, although it's not much of an attack because it's already defended. Let's push some more pawns, shall we? No, let's... Okay, yeah, let's push some more pawns. Let's push that. So then if we take, we'll just simplifying the position here. Okay, so we do have takes and takes. And now what we're probably going to have is they might try to march these pawns, maybe try to get the rook here. Okay, so now an attack on this pawn. Let's defend it here. Actually, it's already defended. Let's actually play this. Okay, so I'm going to play this. If the rooks are traded, then that's just a definite win for me. But let's see what happens. I am slightly winning on time, but it's a long enough game that that doesn't really matter. Okay, let's push the g-pawn more. Actually, there is a check here, which I do want to avoid. Let's put the rook here. Actually, no. Let's push the king. Yes, I'm going to push the king. I'm going to push the king to stop any ideas of, like, wanting to check me. If the rook moves here, right? Okay. So, I don't understand the point of that move, except that they're just going to snag a couple pawns. Yeah, let's play this. I'm going to put them in check. And then can keep pushing this pawn. Okay, let's keep on pushing. The maximum amount of pawns they can take is, like, that and that. Okay, so they take the first pawn, right? We continue marching. And then if they go for this and just become greedy, I can even defend this pawn with a bishop and defend the promotion square. So, yes. Okay, so they're going for this pawn first. Let's do that. Yes, I'm going to play that. So then if they play here to take my pawn, I'll just take with the bishop, and it also blocks the check square here. Okay. Okay, so an attack on my piece there. Let's defend it. Yes, let's defend it, because I still don't want this checking square to be available. So then if they go, okay, so I don't, oh, okay, so they're still trying to get me in check here. So to do that, yeah, so they're trying to put me in check there. I'll move my king here. So then they still can't put me in check there because of the bishop. And then we'll march this pawn. And they're just trying to prolong it. This is what they're trying to do. They're trying to get it to just prolong the promotion of this pawn. Me to move this pawn to g7 and g8 for victory. Let's see their next move. So that's what I'm planning to do to promote here, and then just win the game from there. I don't know what he's going to plan to do here now. He may try to get the king out and push some of these pawns, although it's really useless. So let's see what'll go on. I have exactly 16 minutes, so I've made a minute, and they're about a minute down on me. Okay, so yes, they go for this pawn, which can be defended if I advance it. If I advance it, it's now defended by the rook. Then they might just resign here. Okay, so they go now for my bishop. Let's just promote, and then get rid of the rook. Okay, so we have check first. I don't know what much that did. They took my bishop, now I took their rook, and we're winning. And it resigns. There we go. I won, and we're happy.